Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Man Alone YouTube channel. Pardon me, I'm just doing some organizing here with all of my nice printed Forbidden Lands tools and supplements, etc., etc., etc. Look, I'm gonna give it to you straight. I've been thinking a lot about this game, and it's really been bothering me because I don't want to see other games right now. I don't want to start a campaign in anything because I'm very happy in my relationship with Pendragon. About to put out episode 7. So for those of you who are members of SEAL Team Waffle Alpha, you have been enjoying the long, slow march towards the start of gameplay. I'm almost done rolling up my grandfather. That's what's great about Pendragon. I've been playing it for 6 episodes on here. The 7th one is going to come out shortly. That will be one for everybody, so we'll catch everyone up on that. But look, Pendragon isn't a it's not a game you can sort of can dip in and out of. It you really got to commit yourself to it. It's kind of like a marriage, and marriages are about commitment, right? I don't want to see other people. I really like Pendragon, but at the same time, there's lots of learning to do. There's lots of, I got to stay with the same campaign, the same characters, right? That's responsibility. And so then you see some other game come along, and especially a game called Forbidden Lands, and suddenly you get a little for by curious, and you want to maybe explore these Forbidden Lands a little bit. But then you chastise yourself. You say, no, I'm already involved with Pendragon. I don't want to complicate things. And Forbidden Lands says, no, this will be something just really casual. We'll just have a kind of a casual thing. And I go, you can't have a casual thing with you. You're 3 books long, and they're encyclopedias. I said that there's no casual with you. You're just trying to rope me in. And then suddenly I realized the same thing that everybody who has ruined their relationship in Brooklyn realizes. I'll open up the relationship, right? And that doesn't mean that I'm going to leave Pendragon. No. Pendragon could be part of what we're doing here, and all of you can too, because I have an idea. And you know what? I need a little bit more time to explain this. All right, so basically, ideas, big ideas, they come along every so often. And some of them, the minute you have this idea, you say to yourself, this is going to be one of 2 things. Number 1, it's going to change the game. You are going to be the Oppenheimer of Forbidden Lands, Man Alone. That's what I said to myself. I started imagining myself getting the Nobel Prize for solo gaming. And then I considered door 2, which is also sort of an Oppenheimer kind of thing. Well, I suppose it's not nuclear, but the second option is this idea is going to flop terribly. I'm going to live in shame about this. And like my can of peas thing, Brad Henry is going to continue posting comments about it forever, torturing me. Because it's not healthy to think about what can go wrong, we'll only think about what can go right. And so my idea is I'm going to roll up a character here. I'm going to roll up, I'm just going to ease myself into Forbidden Lands here a little bit. And then I'm going to invite others to play in the same universe as me, and specifically those who are members of SEAL Team Waffle Alpha. I'm going to open up a channel on the Discord, so if you are a member of SEAL Team Waffle Alpha and you don't have, you're not in the Discord yet, please send a message to my Discord name. I'll put it down in the description below, because I'm still doing personal screening, because I don't know how to automate it with my member list. If you'd like in on this, you can also sign up. It's $3.99 a month. You get a little bit of a discount on Called to the Green. Oh, which, by the way, I put it in a really nice shadow box. Let me show you. I can't say that I put it in. BB wanted to commemorate this as my first printed game, and she even did surgery on it to fit it inside the shadow box because it was a little too thick. And you know, down here maybe we can put, if I find some frogs or something, some real life frogs, I can set up a little home for them in there. But yeah, if you become a SEAL Team Waffle Alpha member, you get a little discount on this. The discount is actually $1 more than membership. You're making $1. I'm not going to do it again. All right, hold on. Okay, so stay tuned for this idea on how we can play cooperatively. Even if you're not a member, you're not interested in it, you're disgusted by any mention of it. You know, you say there's man alone with his money grubbing scheme. Fair enough, but let's just carry on. So we have a lot of excellent Forbidden Lands solo tools. First and foremost, this isn't a solo tool, but this comes in the box. This has to be my favorite thing. And like I said on the first video when I reviewed this looks like an instruction manual to a Sanyo VCR in 1996. And because of that, I almost threw it aside, but this thing is gold, Jerry. This is the reference guide for rolling up an adventure. I love that this is pulled out here. This is an extremely surgical strike on character creation. We can go from front to back and roll somebody up. Inside the Book of Beasts, which I think Free League's having an incredible sale right now if you're watching this like on the day of release. Sunday, which you should get on top of that if you haven't picked up anything by Free League right now. There's a humble bundle for not a lot that's going to give you tons of their PDFs. All their stuff is, there's like an Amazon Black Friday sale, and I think this one right now is like $30. Excellent bestiary, and I think, what is it, page 154? Well, it's actually before that, but officially... yeah, on 165 we have solo rules, and they're pretty substantial solo rules. They go all the way to page 178. And even before that, though, in this book there is, what is it called? I think it's called like GM tools. Yeah, Game Master tools. Tons of these are going to be useful for solo play. Yes, I did it. I zoomed in the camera without saying, okay, I'm going to zoom in the camera. Well, now I did it after. Okay, anyways. So yeah, this has traps, books, ballads, grimoires. Wow, incredible. Journeys. Lots of journeys. Potions and poisons. Rules for strongholds. New talent, alchemist, artifacts. Yeah, so lots of good stuff there. And for whatever reason, I printed that. I don't know why I did that, but I printed it. I have the book, and I printed it. I can't say why, but I thought, well, oh no, I know why. I did it because I was thinking as I played, I might want to have some of these like tables rolled out in front of me. In addition, on Drive Through RPG, you have the solo expansion written by Matt Kay, who was the one who did the solo rules in Book of Beasts, but said basically, hey, they gave me a pretty limited space, and so here's all the stuff that I wanted to put in there. This one is 20 pages. It ends with future plans. Unfortunately, there's not been a lot of movement on it. I think there's not been an update for about 6 months. So hopefully something at some point closes this up here. But this is added to the solo rules in the Book of Beasts. This is really incredible. And it's just our luck because in addition to everything else, we're going to be able to use playing cards. As a card boy, this is about the best news you can give me other than the birth of my second child. The first one's not gonna, first one's prototype. But we have our little tiny cards here, as well as many others, so we can keep these on hand. Actually, in my little solo box, my solo box of Doom. Also in in the Discord, if you're interested, we have an entire channel dedicated to just talking about cards, and it's one of the most active channels. But this is like the solo box I have. So I have, what is it? Dungeon Master, whatever, Larcenous Designs. That's the sci-fi one. And then I have like little dungeon, and then at the back I have just the basic playing cards. That's the set right there. That's the true Cardboy arsenal right there. So yeah, let's run through this. Let's roll up some a character. Oh yeah, I have this really nice combat order reference table here. Really nice. So the only thing that is going to be a little unfortunate, it's not too unfortunate because, truth be told, it's kind of janky. Like a really nice feature is that they give, it's like the one treat in the box set, because Lord knows there's not a lot of other treats in there. Here are my cards and 2 sets of Forbidden Land dice. But they give you this like decal thing that is really coming up. And I like this, sort of like a legacy board game. You can place these little decals on the map. The map's double-sided, so you could use it twice. But the map is so big, I'm just not going to be able to really show it very well on camera. And also, the resolution of these is like, they just look very similar, and they're just not very obvious. So what I did is I just I have the PDF version of all this, so I made it into a JPEG and then put it on a Canva, and then I'll just use the image of that on Canva to label the map. But that's okay. I can label that in between games or whatnot. So, okay. So we're just going to kind of follow the Legends and Adventures book here, and we'll reference when we need to. I think I get the gist. Let me try to explain it. So, well, I mean, in terms of dice rolls, is a year 0 system. And you have like your skill base and gear dice. And I think that I remember the dice, but just so that okay, I'll tell you what I predicted is. I think the white die or base dice, I think that the black die are gear dice, and I think that the red die are, skill dice, because skill dice don't have fail on 1. And then these other dice are artifact dice. And these, I think, are for like special weapons and equipment. And what it does is, you need a 6 to be successful, but what this game would say is, no, you need a 6 or greater, and because these dice have more numbers as a D10, a D8, a D12, you're just going to have a higher chance that you're going to roll a 6. And so these are sort of dice that go above and beyond the call of duty. And I don't know how often we're going to use those, but other than that, we have pretty much like any other Year 0 game, Mutant Year 0 and Dragonbane had a baby. You have the standard skills here. Each of them are tied to one of the attributes. We have conditions, critical injuries, talents. There's also like, as far as talents go, there's some paths. And paths are like talents that you build over time. And so, how do I explain this? Like, rather than like having random talents that you get over, like just kind of a scatter shot of different talents, you can go along a path here. So for instance, the druid has the path of healing, shifting shapes, and sight. And then going along those paths, I guess you sort of, using XP, you can build a build for your character, which is kind of nice. So, for instance, the Druid's Path of Healing, your calling is to use the forces of nature to heal and nurture the injured and lost souls. The rank of this talent determines which spells you can use. Read more about magic in Chapter 6. Rank 1, you can cast rank 1 spells from the healing discipline. Rank 2, you can also cast rank 2 spells. And then rank 3. And so if we go to Chapter 6, the chapters are not numbered. I got to count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 116. I mean, I'm being a bit dramatic. I could just look up magic, but all right. So just to kind of give an example here, learning magic. To learn a new discipline or increase your rank in a discipline you already know, you should find a master with a higher rank than you in the magic talent who's ready to share their secrets. This can require both persuasion and substantial compensation. I really hate this system. I have to be honest about this. I hate this in Dragonbane. You all know that I hate Vancian magic systems as is, but I hate this idea of going to find somebody. I feel like I never have time to do this. Let me just rank up, please. Please. Can I just get a new spell when I get to a new level? I don't need to go find this guy. You think I want to go knock on this guy's door? Yes. Hi, can you teach me how to summon wind? Die. Without a teacher, the cost in XP for increasing the rank in a magical talent or learning a new one is tripled. So I'm penalized. This is discrimination. This is plain discrimination. And then I got to read more about spending XP on page 39. My fingers are tired. All right, let's just look up the healing spells. Then we have magic mishaps because, you know. Oh, wasn't that truly missing in Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy 3 or 7? The ability for a magic spell that you cast to just blow up in your face. Why do they do this? Make magic fun again. All right. So healing, rank 1, cleanse spirit. Rank 1, healing hands. Nature's cure, banish demons. Rank 2, mend wounds, purge undead. Resurrection, serenity. Serenity now! And of course, weather master. What an interesting last spell for healing magic. Weather master. What? You are so in tune with the forces of nature that you can summon a drastic weather shift. Is this like a typo? Whatever. All right. So there's magic. Okay. So, yeah. And then nice little experience tracker here. On the second page, we have relationships, gear, mount. Mounts are really important in terms of taking little horsies around. Food, consumables, food, water, arrows, torches, coins, and then a stronghold tracker, which I am perhaps the most excited about. Combat-wise, we have easy and hard. As I understand, nobody uses advanced combat, which is weird. I find that weird because it seems like a lot of people like the combat system in One Ring. Oh, yeah, Grudler. I forgot about Grudler. It's my boy. And a lot of what this seems like here is just these cards give you different options for combat actions. Combat is broken down into fast and slow actions. You could do one fast action and one slow, or two fast actions. Like in Dragonbane, you could trade initiative cards. I don't know how that's going to work in solo play. And I guess one thing I don't know is how Grudler is going to be a part of it. Like, are we going to be able to use our mounts in combat? Comment below. Different attack types. We have slash, stab, punch, kick, bite, grapple, grapple attack, break free. Don't sing it. shove, disarm, shoot, and prank call. And range modifiers, fleeing modifiers. What's on page 2 here? This is a really nice table. I'm going to try and find this and link it. I know I'm going to be tired after this video, so like last time, I'm going to post it, and then I'll post the links and stuff later. Okay, here's hungry, thirsty, sleepy, cold. Oh, okay, I found it. idleredhands.com. Okay. Let's find something fun here. So, we have Kin, Alderlander human, Asleen human, Allender human, half-elf, halfling, goblin, orc, wolfkin, dwarf, elf, familiar. Home region, childhood. Now, one thing I don't know, formative events, is when it comes to, what is it, profession, occupation, role. Oh, I love these. And then the nice monster generator, too. Because this Book of Beasts and also Matt K's expansion has some additional stuff in it. Let me put a little... Is there a ribbon in here? No ribbon. Come on. Really? No ribbon. I want my ribbon. Okay. So I know that there's a couple new things that they added. So let me take a look at those quickly and see if I want to play any of them, and then meet back here in 0 seconds. Hey. Okay. So I think I'm going to try something, and I don't know how blasphemous this is, but essentially the talents you get are based on your kin, your profession, and then there's like general talents, right? And so the one that it recommends, that Matt recommends taking if you're playing solo, and this is sort of the equivalent of like taking Army of One or Soul Survivor in Dragonbane, is the general talent of Lucky. And I think that's a good choice because Lucky says no matter how bad the odds are, you always get away unscathed. Rank 1, when you suffer a critical injury, you can re-roll once. The lowest roll counts. As for rank 1, but you can also reverse the D66 roll for the crit injury. So 61 becomes 16, vice versa. And when you suffer a critical injury, you may choose your injury freely from the relevant list. Comment, if your opponent has a talent Executioner, these talents cancel each other out. One rank in Executioner cancels out one rank of Lucky. Okay, so I think Lucky is going to be one of my talents. And in terms of my kin, we'll have to see. Each kin, it looks like, just has like one talent. So the human talent, adaptive, elf, inner peace, psychic power for half elf, true grit, hard to catch, hunting, unbreakable, nocturnal. So I'll take whatever kin that I have. And then as far as my profession, I really do. I'm really feeling drawn to the new profession that Matt has offered in the solo expansion here. And I don't know why, because it is honestly a profession that normally I'd be like, who the hell would take that? But given a lot of things, I like Explorer. So this is key attribute of wits, skills, move, scouting, lore, survival, insight, companion professions, fighter, hunter, rider, champion. And you can make friends with anyone. You never lose your way. You've seen all the traps a ruin can throw at you. Your dark secret, you are terrified of ghosts. You've never actually discovered anything. It's all an act. You're looking for a specific site for the Raven Sisters. Some gear. And then you get this path of navigation. When you lead the way, spend a willpower to succeed automatically. You can roll first and spend the point if you fail. So I'd have to figure out which of these three paths. There's navigation, diplomat, or lore. But then I was actually thinking that in addition or substituting one of these, I can also put myself on the path of the hunter. So this would make me a little bit overpowered. sorry, the path of the beast. And this way I can have an animal companion with me as well. I really like this in as an alternative to having a human companion, but especially because right now the Mutant Year Zero solo supplement that I'm creating is based all around animal companions. But now, as I'm thinking about this, I'm wondering if this will be too much. Because I like the fact that the animal can scout for you. Why don't we try it, and then we'll see what happens, and maybe I'll have some, like, figure out another way to handicap myself or hobble my. Is there any good word to say for this? You know what I'm saying? Like, depower myself a little bit so that I could balance it out. But we'll just see how this goes. So, why don't we start with our kin here? And I don't know what any of these mean. All right, so actually, well, that wouldn't matter either way, 1, 2, or 2, 1, but let me get a new one for this. So I'm an Alderlander human, okay? And so right off the bat, we're going to have a specific talent for that. Where does it list kin here? I'm a little confused. Like, I've never seen a player's guide that's so comprehensive, so I'm a little, like, confused as to which one I'm supposed to use. Okay. Human. So it doesn't say really, like, okay, some of your ancestors came with the armies from Alderlaan to fight against elves. Others sought sanctuary from the wars as refugees. Okay, so does it have anything on that? So I'm not quite certain. Alderlander, 4549. Alderlaan is inaccessible, hidden behind the Iron Lock to the south. That's the origin of the Alderlanders, even though most of them have been in the Forbidden Lands and have been born in the Forbidden Lands and have never seen Alderlaan. Newcomers from Alderlaan sometimes appear north of the wall, criminals, banished, and in a few cases missionaries and other people who have left of their own free will. These newcomers are received with open arms since they often carry news from the homeland and perhaps can sing some of the old sad songs. Okay. They make up the majority of the villagers in the northern lands. Some remained after the Alder Wars. Okay. Alderlanders honor, and then that's Eilander. Okay. So I see a typical Alderlander, but I'm not certain if do I just take the I feel like I just take the kin talent from, whatever human. Humans are new to the Forbidden Lands and seen as intruders from other kin. If you spend a willpower point when you are about to roll for a skill, you can roll for any skill of your choice to achieve the same result. You must be able to motivate how you use the chosen. You must be able to motivate how you use the chosen skill. Does that mean like substantiate? Okay, well, whatever it is, I have adaptive for my kin talent. I don't think that Alderlander has any specific mechanical implications at this point. So let me make myself a better writing space. All right, so in terms of solo rules, if you're using the standard method of character creation, give your PC one extra general talent. We're going to use the Legends and Adventures booklet. So it says, give them one additional formative event when they're young, and it's advised you swap one of their general talents for lucky. Once you finish creating your character, you can exchange any starting equipment for its listed value and then use your starting funds to purchase additional equipment. It's highly recommended you purchase some armor. If you're playing with a companion, you only start with one relationship to that character. Otherwise, start without any relationships. You can gain relationships with NPCs once you start playing. Okay, and just to be clear, the reason why I want to do the Path of the Beast is because in the expanded rules, he created. Oh, this is killing me. You know, I stapled this together, and then I just like randomly put this sheet in there, which is not part of this book. Oh, it's killing me. I can't even begin to explain to you how hard my life is now that that extra page is here. So it says these additional rules are for those who want a bit more in terms of animal companions. These have been designed to complement the Path of the Beast talent. And that's the Path of the Beast, not the mark. All right, so as always, my hero is Jorma. And my kin is going to be, I guess, Alder, Launder, human. Okay. And then as far as my backstory, I'm supposed to give one more formative event, which I guess will give me some additional stats. And let's see. So D6 to figure out my home region. This is Alder, Launder, humans. We only go the ones that stay on the board, and I rolled the same damn thing twice. The Harga Wastes. Is there a place for my homeland? Come on, now. I've got to have something from my homeland. The Harga Wastes, dude. Hello? Where do I... Okay, I guess I just put in notes. Homeland. Harga Wastes. Sounds like a British dysentery. I've got the Harga Wastes. All right. That was Scottish, I know. Let's just make sure that there's nothing here. No. Okay. Now, childhood. D6. 3. Vagabond. You were taught as a child that livestock... Oh, no, wait. You and your family traveled from village to village, hiding from the blood mist, making a living, doing simple jobs. You never had a real home. Every day was a new adventure. You learned to live off the land and the importance of staying together. Attributes. Strength 4. Agility 4. Wits 4. Man, this is a great character. Empathy 3. And then endurance 1. Melee 1. Scouting 1. Survival 2. Insight 1. Okay. Now, I don't think... This is just my background. It's not like the formative events, unless it is. Yeah, formative events is coming up. So my profession now, I think... Well, let's just see what I roll up here. 5. Oh. So 53 would be a writer. I guess I can do... I mean, if I'm going to be an explorer, though, it's not even on here, so I don't know why I did that. So let's just do... My profession is the explorer, and I could do a secondary profession, but what I think I was thinking instead was that... What I was thinking instead was like I just use the Explorer as the headline, but then I give myself the talent of Path of the Beast as well as the other talent. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And it says for Explorer... Okay. What about this champion? That's interesting. Okay. So I roll just a 1d6 here for my explorer formative event. 6. You discovered an ancient temple filled with strange symbols and a massive artifact. Skills lore 1 and scouting 1. So that puts me up to 2 for scouting. Talent pack rat. Well, let's see what my talents become, and then I can swap that out for lucky or something like that. That would be rank 1. And then roll, or gear, roll d6, but only use entries 61 to 66 of the simple finds in a layer table on GMG 188. And I guess I'll get to roll this again. So simple finds in a layer. So I use 61 to 66. 2. Bronze mirror. Probably going to sell that because I'm not even going to list that. I'm definitely going to sell a bronze mirror, which is 2d6 silver and weighs 3. Just walk around with a mirror, smashing it over people's heads. I'm going to sell that and pick up some armor. All right, and then it says to do an additional formative event. So maybe what I can do is then I can look at the hunter and do a formative event from the hunter. Let's see what that does, or if I'm going way out here into the bizarro lands. Who cares? It's just a game, man. Formative event, hunter. 4. Won an archery competition. You realized early on that you had a natural talent for archery and set out to become even better. When you visited a village or castle, you won a competition. Receive a longbow and a D12 resource die for arrows. Hell yes. I don't know if I would use this one. I guess I could start by using this one, but I might need it. Why can't I find 12? Oh, there. All right, so that's for arrows. And I have longbow. I'm definitely going to keep that. And I got marksmanship 2. I like that. I rarely play with bow and arrow. And yeah, marksmanship 2. So say explorer, hunter. And I got sharpshooter. And so from pack rat or sharpshooter, I will eliminate one of those for lucky, unless I like them both. But I can tell you, I have a feeling which one of those I'm going to trade out. And then I'm going to do path of beast so that I can use companion. And from the explorer, all right. Path and navigation. When you lead the way. All right. So a little bit of a weird thing here. This is kind of interesting to me. This is a piece that I remember reading about like a long time ago, and now it's sort of coming back into focus. Is that in Forbidden Lands, there is this this thing that when you travel, you divide it up into the day into 4 quarters. And when you travel, you have to appoint different people into these different positions. And so one person has to be the pathfinder, and they lead the way, and they can hike at the same time, but they cannot keep watch. And then you also have to be appoint somebody who is the lookout, and they can keep watch and hike, but they cannot lead the way. The scout comes into play when the GM rolls for a random encounter or introduces some other kind of threat. Tables for random encounters. And then there's the hunter and the forager. Another way to find food during a journey is to hunt. You cannot hike at the same time as you hunt. However, several people can hunt at the same time. And then fishing. So I don't know if that's like that's not really a roll, but yeah. So there's these like phases, I guess, of or ways to do it. And when you're playing solo, I mean, you're not leading the way for anyone else. You're just leading your way for yourself. However, it does say, and this is not even in the Book of Beasts, just in the general, what is this? The player's handbook, that I find this to be a very interesting inclusion in here. It says, hiking alone. If you journey alone in the Forbidden Lands, you may lead the way and keep watch at the same time. This is an exception to the rule that says these two actions cannot be combined. And so I guess that would be, in effect, because, you know, these players' book is not designed for solo play, but it works well with it. And it's probably to say, like, if your party splits off and you have one person who's traveling alone. So this path of navigation at rank 1, whenever I lead the way and move into a new hex, I could spend a willpower point and automatically succeed, meaning that I don't have a mishap, which would happen if I failed the roll every time. And then at rank 2, I don't get a darkness penalty, and then I can navigate through difficult terrain by spending a willpower point at rank 3 to treat the difficult terrain as if it was open. Okay. And then the path of the diplomat, you could spend a willpower point when speaking with an NPC to improve your standing. I don't like that from a mechanic standpoint. Like, that just doesn't seem very interesting to me. Like, NPCs are a place to introduce chaos, and I don't want to try to exert too much control over that. Although you're standing with them, it's not like you change their demeanor. And then lore, you've studied the ancient sites. When you roll lore to know more about an adventure site, you could spend WP to buy additional successes. For each success, pick one of the site's random tables to roll on before entering the site. That seems like the most appropriate for what my character is. I think I'm going to try the path of navigation here. Really, that seems like mechanically the thing that's going to help me to not get caught up on every single step I take. So we'll say path of navigation, rank 1. Path of the Beast, rank 1. Sharpshooter, pack rat. And then one of these will either add lucky or make this into lucky. But okay, so we might as well do pride. My key attribute here is going to be wits, which is fine. That's the one that's at a 4 anyways. So my skills: move, scouting, lore, survival, insight. Not sure if I'm supposed to add anything to any of those just because it says those are the skills, but I'm probably supposed to. Oh, this has... okay, I see here. That's right, okay. So this is... use the table below instead of the one on page 15 if you're using a new profession. So that's all the skills I get? I just get 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 skill points? Okay, I mean, that's fine. And I'm also wondering, because this differs from the different Year Zero games, if I can use the skills that I have no points in. Usually I would just roll just my attribute. I'll try to look up a little bit more about that. And then we'll do an animal companion. But I'll roll a 1d3 here on Pride and Dark Secret. Use my Pendragon D3. All right, so my pride is you've seen all the traps a ruin can throw at you. I love that. Give myself an advantage on traps. And then my dark secret. You've never actually discovered anything. It's all an act. So where did I get that mirror? Maybe I stole it. Okay. Cool. Whatever. That works. So we used... So I guess what I am a little confused about, and I think I have to just sit and thinks about it, is when you roll up childhood, it's going to give you some skills here. And then I rolled up this additional childhood formative event, and I guess it gave me, yeah, one skill point in what was it, marksmanship. So that kind of balances out. That's not very good. Okay, so I won an archery competition that gave me marksmanship 2, and I got a longbow and a resource die. You know what? That's actually really good. So we'll move beyond that. How did I meet? Caravan. I don't know if this is going to be useful because this is like how I met the other adventurers, but let's see if it could have any sort of mechanical implications for us here. We'll just roll it up. 22. All-night bender. You don't remember much of the evening, only that there was a proper celebration in the haze. You met some drinking buddies in the form of other adventurers, and you shared tankards of wine, stories, and even a little bit of a tussle before dawn broke. You've been friends since. So maybe I don't think I'm going to roll up a companion, but maybe I can roll up somebody that I just kind of know, a sort of Rob Schneider to Sylvester Stallone and Judge Dredd type character. Really not a companion, but just somebody that I keep running into. And then we're going to generate a legend. So a long time ago, 45, in the age of the blood mist, so that's 5 to 280, there was a treacherous treasure hunter, okay, who sought a treasure. This is I love when this kind of stuff happens. Who sought a treasure because of duty and traveled to a water source. Oh, that was just this. A day's march away. In 51, the hills, in the direction of east. And as the legend goes, it is said that this treasure hunter died in battle, and that at the location there is 64 an elven ruby, but also a horrible 23 orcs. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so let's just review here. In the age of the blood mist, there was a treacherous treasure hunter Okay. Let me treacherous is the word, but let me see if maybe we can change the like case or conjugation of that. There was a treasure hunter who sought a treasure because of duty. Mm-hmm. And traveled to a hill a day's march away in some. Oh, that was hills. A water source a day's march away in some hills in the east, and they died in battle. Okay. So the parts that are a little bit conflicting right now are duty and treacherous. So let's expand out. Let's like bleed the water onto the paper a little more here. So we have this treacherous treasure hunter that because of duty, what sort of duty can somebody who is treacherous, duty, obligation? Okay, okay, all right. So there was a treacherous treasure hunter who sought a treasure because of duty. Mm-hmm. And traveled to a water source a day's march away to the east. Okay, I got it. All right, so we have this treasure hunter, and they were treacherous. They double crossed another person that they were treasure hunting with, and they stole this elven ruby and told their treasure hunter pal that they didn't steal it, and then, or that they didn't have it, that they didn't find it. And this pal was like looking for this ruby for his whole life. And I found it. Well, not me, whoever this was in this legend. I found it, but it was too beautiful and I didn't want to do anything. And so I told this guy that I didn't find it. And the next day he died in his sleep, and he willed to me everything he owned. And the letters said, I don't, he wrote this. I'm assuming not the night he died. He wrote in advance, and he said, whether we ever find this elven ruby or not, your friendship has been the greatest treasure of my life. And so because of this, I am so racked with guilt that I go to this lagoon that is, it's rumored to be bottomless. It's so deep. And you decide that you can't spend this thing because of this horrible thing that you've done to your friend. And you want to throw it there so that nobody can have it, because it's things like this. And maybe I could have been there for him. There's going to be some aspect of this where I could have saved him. He had type 2 diabetes or something. I didn't check his blood sugar. I doubt that that's the case in 280 of this calendar in the fantasy land. But and I go to this water source, and it's a day's march, and I go over these hills. It's to the east. And suddenly when I get there, this horrible orc shows up and says that elven ruby, they've been looking for it too. And he says, give it to me. And I fight him for it as I try to throw it in the water. And finally I turn, I throw it. And as I open myself up to throw, he stabs me and kills me. So that's the legend. And that's a story that I was told by my grandfather when I was very young. And because of that, I was obsessed with the idea of finding, a treasure like the Elven Ruby. I mean, I totally took the wrong message from this whole story, which was that like money corrupts. And instead I kept thinking, this story sounds like so exciting because the grandfather told him all about these different treasure hunters' trials and travails. And so I found this bronze mirror like some place that was just laying up against the side of the road or something like that. And somebody said, "Wow, you know that mirror, that is gorgeous. It almost looks like it's one of a kind." And I say, "Oh, yeah, it is. It is one of a kind." And they go, "Wow, how did you get it?" And I make up this whole story about how I found it. And I'm able to do this because I've studied treasure hunting. That's why there's no trap anywhere that I haven't seen before. I studied all the treasure hunter manuals and I made up this story. And then somebody came and offered to me 2d6, 65 silver for this mirror. And you bet your patukas that I took it. So we have 65 silver. And that's a weight off my back, and I need to get out of town because that mirror wasn't even mine. It fell off a truck or something. And so, longbow, we got that. Oh, we need to look up what pack rat is. I like that story. Let's take a look at talents here. Not in the GM's guide. How bizarre. Pack rat 78. You know how to pack your belongings so they don't take up much space and your gear becomes easy to carry. Rank 1, you can carry 2 additional items. That's pretty good, actually. Sharpshooter, you are a master archer and your arrow almost always hits its target. All right, I'll get rid of pack rat. I'll get rid of pack rat and add lucky because you can't have it all. Okay, so I am going to pause there in terms of this. I'll fill in the rest of this, and when we come back to it, I'll give an update to it. But I'm going to open, after I post this video, a channel on SEAL Team Waffle Alpha Discord. Again, if you are a member, active, please go ahead and send me a friend request. Not a message. I don't respond to messages on there unless I know you. Just, well, I guess say the message of your YouTube name and I'll invite you to the server. But what I want to do is I want to have it so that we all share a stronghold. This is my Nobel Prize winning idea. I want to make a stronghold together because the way this will work is anybody who plays solo, the stronghold, you like bring back treasures and all this stuff and money, and we can use that to like build this massive stronghold together. And we can come up with like different events that happen. It can improve our reputation. We can have hirelings. We can all manage this together. And that way, whenever you have an adventure, we can come back and sort of like develop this stronghold together. And the only thing consistent between all of our universes, I guess, is that these other people exist and also that we have this one stronghold together. So I will like, once I sort this all out, I will determine a place that the stronghold will be. I'll update the character. And then, yeah, we'll continue on with this adventure with Jorma, the Alderlander explorer hunter human. We'll have to figure out age, rep, face, body, clothing. But looks good so far because all I know is I've got a longbow and I am ready to longbow someone's face. And I have D12 artifact. I have a D12 die for ammo. And just so everyone knows, this system of how to manage this using this what is it called? supply die, I don't know, is that you have a 12, and rather than saying, okay, I have 12 arrows, now I have 11, now I have 10, now I have 9, you abstract it so that anytime you use an arrow in combat, afterwards you roll, and if you roll anything but a 1 or a 2, you have arrows. And then I rolled a 2, and so that means I now go down to a D10 die to show how much I have, and I roll that until I get a 1 or a 2. So D12 is a lot, and so I rolled a 2 there, and then I do it with a D8, then a D6, and I guess I can go down to a D4. And then if you roll a 1 or 2 on a D4, which is quite common statistically, 50%, then we run out of arrows. So we got a lot of arrows. We're long on arrows and short on time. So let me know what you think. If you want to join the Stronghold, send me a little message on Discord with your name, and let me know if you are a member of the SEAL team. Well, the video's over. I've already said this stuff. Thanks. Gotta learn how to close, you know. It's like in a baseball game. You gotta bring in like a closer. Yeah, you have to be on this list to get into the Discord, but you gotta be on the first one. So we'll open it to best friends later. But